once again. AD on the radio.
It's you and the senorita whooper blowing up the tweeter cause it's me up in the speaker. Back in the mama seat, top down like a player. And the sound up in your ears, it is the dopest rhyme say. Running game like a cheater, I'm balling like Derek
What? Here we are. Why? Because Funkhauser and I didn't win the Powerball. What the hell, man? What the hell? Apparently, a bunch of the winners were in Southern California, right, Funkhauser?
Yeah. Not me. My neighbors. Friends and neighbors.
Are you kidding me? Your neighbors won something?
Well, no, Chino Hills is right over there, man. That's where the big one is.
That's not...
I got the Powerball number. I got one out of 6.
Does that get you anything? I don't know anything about this.
I think I won $4. I think. But I might have won nothing.
A friend of mine won $4. He said I could have part of his $4 winnings.
Yeah? How much of that? Is he buying you a tab today?
We haven't gotten down to it. Technically, I had to ignore his statement because I think he was trying to bribe me to play a record. He was like, I will give you a percentage of my $4 Powerball winnings if you play this 3 Doors Down record.
3 Doors Down?
Not today.
Hillary Clinton bought a Powerball ticket, and she said if she wins, she'll use the money to fund her campaign. Yeah. Meanwhile, Bill Clinton said if he wins, Hillary will never see him again.
Low-hanging comedic fruit, courtesy of Conan O'Brien. But you know what's interesting? Like, there's this weird hint of your subconscious, which sneaks its way up in your brain to where it's almost at the front of your thoughts a lot of the time when stuff like this comes around. My boss said something to the effect of, like, I genuinely think I'm going to win. I know I'm not, but there's part of me that really thinks I'm going to win. It's that tantalizing look at intervention by fate. We joked on the show yesterday that not only is it $1.5 billion, it's $1.5 billion without having to do anything. You don't have to work for this $1.5 billion, which makes it that much more magical and enticing. And I think Funkhauser suggested that the only other way you could make $1.5 billion without working is to be born to Donald Trump's parents. But whatever the case may be.
Well, I mean, you have to do a little work. You got to walk to the 7-Eleven.
Hey, man, any place I can get a Slurpee and delicious beef jerky, delicious beef jerky and a Slurpee at the same time, a walk there does not constitute work. Delicious. I lived on Slurpees and beef jerky for about a week straight, just kind of as an experiment because I found them to be delicious.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it did actually, because beef jerky gets stuck in your teeth, and like no matter how hard you go after it with a toothpick, it gets caught in there. And my show was not very good that week. Between the brain freeze and like your mouth being numb from the Slurpee, and then having bits of dried meat caught between your teeth, it impedes your ability to talk. But what is amazing about the allure of something like Powerball, anything, is it's a miracle. It's something that involves you just standing there and receiving. And man, all that stuff is seductive, isn't it? The Secret, that's like a best-selling freaking book. All you got to do is write your dreams down on the fridge and then just wait to receive. Ask and receive, or whatever the hell the rhetoric is in that. And look, I'm not saying there's no positive outcome to putting a list of your goals and dreams on a bulletin board and sticking it on the fridge or whatever the hell it is. But here's the thing. This seductive allure of getting something for nothing is amazing because I've seen it completely destroy the reason in otherwise reasonable people. And you, me, everyone would do well to bear in mind during times like these that you got goals, you got dreams, 1.5 billion smackaroonies. Everything that you need to achieve everything that you want in this world has been gifted to you already. It is in your mind and it's in your heart. And it's you. We say this all the time. It's you. It's you that looks to yourself. It's you that's going to wake up and make a change in your life in the morning. It's not an elected official. It's probably, unless you're one of the 3 people that won, not the Powerball. It's you. You've got what you need to get the things that you want in this world. It's really just a matter of how bad you want them and how much you're willing to apply yourself. But if you don't start, if you don't wake up in the morning and go, damn, I'm unhappy with my life, and then think how you can do something about it, well, not only are you not going to go anywhere, you're probably going to kind of slide backwards pretty dramatically. So, look, the Powerball thing, being gifted with $1.5 billion, ostensibly having a miracle occur in your life where you had nothing and then there's 1.5 billion of something. That's, well, obviously, no, it's obviously a false economy, but it's a great reminder. It's a great reminder that, look, you got to get up and get yours. Whatever the hell that is. Whatever the hell that is in your life. Maybe it's your promotion. Maybe it's that girl you've been too afraid to ask out for a long time. Maybe it's, getting rid of your day job and starting something on your own. Maybe it's being more involved with your kids. Maybe it's being more involved with your wife, your husband. Maybe it's being a better human being. All this stuff, all of it, literally everything that you want in this world, every last thing that you want, that you desire in this world, starts in one place with one person. Starts with you. And while I don't think that you are deceived into believing otherwise in the wake of a Powerball drawing, it's a great time to remind yourself of that. That said, I'm still somewhat disappointed that I'm not doing this show from my own private island, having won the Powerball today. If you would like a smaller amount of money, like $1,000 every single hour on Real Radio 104.1 in Orlando, you'll have a chance to win that. Listen out for a keyword to text in at the top of the hour. Text it in, be a grand richer. Full details at realradio.fm. Let's start the show.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio.
Do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race and that pace and that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say that there's gotta be a better way, yeah. And you do what they told ya. Company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want.
So you would assume, right? If you were the owner of a delivery system of a weapon of mass destruction, you'd probably keep track of where that went, right, Funkhauser? Like, if you had a missile, you'd probably, keep track of said missile, right?
Yeah, big red button. You got to know when to push it and where it goes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We, America, the greatest military superpower on the face of the more or less. Where were we sending this missile, and where did it end up, and how are people trying to backpedal furiously to cover up their innate part in the wrongdoings of a situation like this? We'll get into that a little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, how are you and what's going on in the world?
Oh, things are good. I did something bad yesterday.
Oh?
I downloaded a movie off of one of those.
For free?
Yeah.
Torrent sites?
Yeah. And then I got an email from my provider saying, hey, don't do that.
Wow. That's very interesting. I've never... yeah. That's one. That one's going to live on for an awfully long time. Really? What did you download?
Should I tell you? I don't know. We're trying to download a Matt Damon super movie that just came out.
Really? Oh, right. Well, look.
Could have gotten it for like $1.
I hope you learned this lesson and have agreed never to do it again. Did they cut off your internet service? Because I hear they do that. Like because I think if they are a conduit to people torrenting movies or whatever, if they are a conduit to that, they can get sued. So I think sometimes, like, if you do that, they're like, yeah, we're cutting off your service, and you still have to pay the bill. Did they do anything like that?
No, I just got a warning. Warning, if you do this again, then we will do what AG just said.
Right. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I suppose now would be an appropriate time to say, this show does not condone the illegal downloading of music, movies, or other media that you would otherwise have to pay for. Bad boy, Funkhauser, bad boy. That's our official statement in this particular situation. I've never torrented anything in my life. When it was what was it, Kazaa and LimeWire and I guess originally. Oh crap! What was
Napster?
Napster. When it was like Napster, Kazaa, LimeWire, when it was file sharing. Oh, did you ever use BearShare? I used BearShare for a little while. Yeah. BearShare gave you the option to purchase as well. I think that's how they kind of got around it. But yeah, I could get with that. But when it got into torrenting and mirroring and all that sort of stuff, I was just like, there's nothing I want to watch this bad. And it's like usually something like, no, thank you. I will pass. Thank you all the same. Have you... Of course, you don't do that now, having received your warning. Do you know anyone that's done that in the past?
I've heard it happen, but I haven't heard anyone lose their internet over it. And usually when they email you, people stop.
Yeah. And you having had that one experience of having done that ever and getting a slap on the wrist from your internet provider, you wouldn't know. But I would imagine that 9 times out of 10, it's not necessarily like the best quality or the most complete file that you're downloading. There's skips, there's glitches. Sometimes it's
not worth it.
Yeah, totally not worth it. And you know what? Honestly, I kind of sort of believe that you should pay for entertainment. Like, you should pay for entertainment. You're probably going to appreciate it more, you know? If you just steal something online. And look, no, the idea of music ownership is an antiquated thing at this stage in the game. But, like, maybe you're paying for Spotify Premium or something like that, you know, which is a whole big thing because the money's going to Spotify and it's not going to the artists, and that's a whole big thing. But nevertheless, when it comes to you getting entertainment, whether it's movies or television or music, I think if you part with that $1.50 or $2.99 or whatever it costs to stream it in high def for 48 hours on Amazon Prime, you're going to sit down, you're going to make a point of watching it, and you know what? You're probably going to be more involved, and you're probably going to wind up enjoying it more. And, whatever the business model may be that allows art, media to continue being created, I think you should participate in that. He said, doing a show for free every single day for the last 2.5 years. Yeah. I wonder if we could be one of those send me money shows.
Oh, please no.
Marin
we could
does
try it for a day.
Marin does it. What's his expression? He's just like, if you want to kick in a couple of shekels and help the cause, go ahead. There's a PayPal link on my website.
Tacky.
It is, but
for the price of a cup of coffee, you can hear me talk.
Yeah. Do you enjoy me with your morning? I got a tweet from Dave Kavetsky, who listens in Orlando, Florida. But what's interesting is while we air at night in Orlando, he listens to the podcast in the morning because he's got unusual work hours. And he was just like, I'm enjoying you with my morning cup of coffee. How would you feel if you had one of those two things taken away from you? Well, for the price of a cup of coffee in the morning, Funkhauser and I will not have to sell bodily fluids to make rent to continue to keep doing this show, and we can all be happy. I don't think it'll ever come to that, though. Yeah.
When I feel untouchable, I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid, jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me. When I feel like I just can't make it through, I try to think.
Like most kids from a privileged white upper-middle-class suburban background, for a significant portion of his childhood, he was pretty convinced he was down. AD on the radio.
Yeah, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk.
Missile mix-up. Try saying that a couple times fast, Funkhauser. Go.
The missile mix-up? I can't even once.
Exactly. See? Professional talkers. That's what we are. That's why we get paid the amount we were talking about before to do the show. But, yeah, if you were a tremendous superpower, if you were the mightiest military superpower on the face of the planet, as was outlined in the State of the Union address the other night, you would assume that if you had a delivery system for a weapon of mass destruction like a missile, and you sent it somewhere, you would send it the right place. I was unbelievably angry and still am with the folks over at Amazon because, well, I sent them some shelves, and by them I mean my sister and her husband. Should back up a second. I sent my sister and her husband some shelves for Christmas. I got a delivery notification on like Christmas Eve that it had arrived. I was like, fantastic, this is great news, wonderful, they're going to get their Christmas gift. And then it was my sister's birthday the other day, and I was like, here's a gift, by the way, how you liking those shelves? And she was like, what shelves? Do you know about any shelves, husband? And the husband was like, no. And so, like, what the hell, man? What the hell? My $63 set of shelves that I sent my sister, I would have bought them a nicer set of shelves, but that was the set that they asked for. And it did look very nice. But, like, my $63 set of shelves didn't get where it was supposed to go thanks to the folks over at Amazon. What the F, Amazon? And I am unbelievably angry about this because had they not brought it up, I never would have known. And what the hell? The American military did the same thing with a missile. And they don't seem all that fazed by it. They're like, oh, well, the explanation is this. The explanation is you sent a missile to the wrong place. And we'll get into exactly how that happened a little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News, in no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, turn up the news bed just a little bit. I like to feel a little bit more newsy.
Huh?
There you go. There you go.
You want me to open the door to the minions that are actually doing the news? Let's just peer in and see what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Look at them there. See?
How's the typing pool doing today?
There's only 2 guys there right now that,
okay,
you know, we don't pay very well.
They type fast, though.
They do, don't they?
When are they going to be angry that we haven't replaced the typewriters with computers?
They haven't said anything yet.
They've been in word processor.
They do complain while they're dialing up to the internet in the morning when they get here. But
all right, go on. What's going on?
Microsoft is no longer offering support for most versions of IE.
Yeah. Which means Microsoft is now treating Internet Explorer like all of its other products. I am resolutely a Windows guy, not a Mac guy. I don't like the way Macs are so proprietary. I don't like the way they try and suck you into the little Mac world. If you have an iTunes account and you buy a file, a music file, and you want to take it from one device and put it onto another device, it can wind up wiping the contents of the other device. There's all this sort of stuff. It's like, no, this is my piece of music. I bought it. I own it. I should be able to take it where the hell I want to. Bite me, Apple. So I'm resolutely a Windows user because America and freedom. But the support for America and freedom in this particular metaphor, not so good. Go on.
A woman found a bloody fingertip in her salad at an Applebee's in California.
Yeah, I saw this. I was like, oh my God, a severed appendage inside someone's meal. That's crazy. Unbelievable. And then I read the details, and I was like, this woman, found a severed, bloody fingertip in her Applebee's salad.
Gross.
Which is unbelievable, crazy, unthinkable. I mean, someone at Applebee's ordered a salad. Never would have seen that one coming. Classic misdirection. I think she was upset because she specifically ordered the severed toe soup. Go on.
CBS is working on a new Nancy Drew series, and they say that the actress they cast will be something other than white.
Yeah. Did you catch this? They are diversifying the Nancy Drew series. Which, in this one, I don't know. I don't think it... Like, this is what bothers me. When liberal Hollywood, in an effort to be more inclusive, messes with the original mythology of something. Like, making the kingpin of crime in the Daredevil movies. I mean, look, the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck was just an egregious sin from start to finish. But the one thing that I did not have a problem with was them replacing the kingpin of crime with... they made him black. And that was fine. It didn't interfere with the mythology of the Kingpin. All the stories about his origin held together in the same way. It didn't matter. And in Nancy Drew, I don't think it matters. What bothers me is when they, for the sake of diversifying, have the unmitigated arrogance to mess with comic book mythology like they did in the new Fantastic Four movie, where they're like, hey, Sue Storm's brother, Johnny Storm, is now a black guy. Well, are they what now? Are they brothers? Are they brother and sister? Is he supposed to be adopted? Because that adds a whole level of everything. No, what'd you do? The arrogance of these people. And you will notice, by the way, that the Fantastic Four movie flopped. Mostly because they did not adhere to the origins of it. If you're trying to make a movie for comic book nerds, doing something that upsets, offends, and insults the intelligence of a comic book nerd is not going to get you too terribly far. So, make that a lesson learned. But yeah, CBS working on a new Nancy Drew series and say the actress they cast is going to be something other than white. I think that'll work out just fine. I didn't read a whole lot of the Nancy Drew books. I read the Hardy Boys, but I am familiar with the basic tenets of Nancy Drew, and I think that'll be okay. But, yeah, they're going to cast someone other than white, which I think means that Donald Trump voters will be something other than interested. Go on.
Kylie Jenner posted a video, surprisingly. She posted a video of herself blowing smoke rings. I said blowing smoke rings.
Who knew there was a rapper named Smoke Rings? Are you reaching for the Karate Kid button? Go on.
Silence of the Lambs star Anthony Hopkins says he shouldn't have kept playing the same character in an increasingly lame series of sequels.
Yeah, I think he was more or less referring to the Hannibal Lecter character. He played him multiple times, and ultimately that was biting off more than he could chew. But yeah, Anthony Hopkins says that he as an actor should not have kept playing the same character in an increasingly lame series of sequels. Ooh. Anything you'd care to add? Johnny Depp? All right, go on.
Who's Johnny Depp? I have to Google. No, just
He's
kidding.
Tonto in The Lone Ranger.
Ahmed Best.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Did
that's
anyone?
where you and the rest of the world are the same. Go on.
Ahmed Best. That's the guy who played Jar Jar Binks in a movie that you guys probably saw called Star Wars, I think.
Yeah.
He says he'd never return to Star Wars.
Right. It's cute how he assumes. It's cute how he acts as though that choice would ever be his. Nope, not doing it, no matter how much they beg. Well, it'll be okay. You want me to play Jar Jar Binks again? Well, I have to clear up a previous scheduling conflict with being unemployed, but that'll be right on.
You can email me at therealjarjar@gmail.com.
Me say get on with the rest of the news. Go on.
New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick showed up to a press conference with a black eye.
Yeah,
a dotted eye.
Yeah, maybe unlike the NFL, his wife doesn't go soft when she catches him cheating. Go on.
Great call. Rackham.
Thanks.
Former Cleveland Browns quarterback, since we're talking sports, maybe I'll put on my Rome voice. Bernie Kosar said Johnny Manziel has blown him off a number of times on his offer to help him with his off-the-field issues.
Yeah, you got kind of an NFL legend, Bernie Kosar, saying, hey, Johnny Manziel, or Drinky the Clown, as your teammates unaffectionately refer to you, I can help. Let's get together, and you can use the benefit of my years and wisdom to help you get over what it is you're dealing with off the field that is threatening your ability to have a career in professional football. You're about to blow it. But, yeah, Johnny Manziel keeps blowing him off. Just doesn't show up. Only probably because Kosar didn't offer to meet during happy hour, but whatever. Man, I 100%. it's sad. It's sad because, like, Johnny Manziel's like a kid. I don't know how young he is, but he's not. When I was his age, I wasn't a fully formed, functioning, thinking adult that had any kind of grasp of the future or what it is I wanted long term. But, like, bottom line is he probably loves playing professional football. He says he loves playing professional football. He's been given an opportunity to do that. And look, it's an amazing, amazing opportunity. And he's 100% about to blow it because he can't stop drinking. And on the one hand, I want to see him crash and burn, and on the other hand, I want to see somebody shake him to life and let that be a lesson to the rest of the face of the freaking planet. But right now, what an irresponsible a-hole. You are urinating away an opportunity that many, many people would give their left appendage for, and it's really kind of sad and frustrating to watch. Go on, what else? What else in the world of sports, Funkhauser?
Well, this just in. Ronda Rousey is going to pose nude in body paint for Sports Illustrated. Hey now.
So she's going to be posing naked, but in body paint for Sports Illustrated. It's her way of proving that female athletes aren't sex objects. Sorta.
I'd call that
I think
art,
they tried to do the. I think they tried to do the same thing with Serena Williams, but ran out of paint on her ass. Go on.
All 6 cast members from Friends are on board for a reunion special.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. I hope the temperature is still 51 degrees in the set.
They were, A lot of people say the strength of that show was the writing, and you couldn't get around the quality of the writing. And as much as you want to dismiss Friends as a cheesy piece of awful, unless the writing is on point, you're just not going to stick around for as long as they did. Like, there was something magical and special that, reached a lot of people there. And a lot of people would say that the secret to the success of Friends was the writing team. I would also like to direct people's attention to the fact that throughout the 11 seasons that Friends was on, there were an awful lot of raisins smuggled onto set, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. So I'm hoping they keep it at a chilly 55 as well, Funkhauser.
51,
getting them,
thank you.
Yeah.
That's the magic number. Attention,
really?
Those of you listening in the office, 51 degrees. Thank you.
Figured that out, huh?
I did.
Interesting.
I did research, lots of research.
I'd conduct my own experiment, but it's not as exciting watching it happen to yourself. Getting them together is going to be kind of a tough thing, though, tough undertaking. They got to help Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox and David Schwimmer and Matthew Perry and Lisa Kudrow clear up their schedules, and they have to pay for an Uber for Matt LeBlanc to get over from Starbucks, where he has been a reliable assistant manager.
Oh, Matt's on the phone right now.
So.
He said it's LeBlanc. By the way, he just called in.
Yeah, well, it's LeBlanc as far as his career goes. The thing is, everyone's jumping up and down. But it's not going to be like, hey, here's what happened to Chandler and Monica and Ross and Rachel. No, what the deal is apparently it's a tribute to the director or creator of Friends, one of those things. And so it's just going to be the cast sitting down in a room and talking nice about the person that was a part of the show. And they don't even know. They know they're going to be able to get all 6 cast members on the show, on the tribute to this director, but it's not for sure that they are going to be able to get them all in the same room all at one time. So it's not like it's going to be picking up like, over a decade ago, this is where we left Ross and Rachel, and this is where they're at now. No, it's not the continuing story of Central Perk. Go on.
Lindsay Lohan was kicked out of a New York bar after getting drunk and hurling racist insults at the bartender.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Well, the racist part is a bit of a shocker. The racist part is a bit of a shocker. But, it's opened up a new career path for her. I think Donald Trump immediately hired her as a speechwriter. Nice to hear Lindsay's getting serious about getting her life together. Where did we send a missile to? Them? Okay. We'll get into this next.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me.
People are checking in on Twitter about the severed fingertip that was found in an Applebee's salad in California. Roy tweets, I wonder if it was a bloody good salad from Applebee's. Jenna tweets, how does that even happen? At some point, someone had to realize they were missing a fingertip. It does seem improbable, doesn't it, Jenna? Here's the thing. In a similar sort of way where you'd go like, you think someone would have noticed that? We, the U.S. military, lost a missile. And we'll get into how and why and when in just a little bit. Right now, though, let's roll through what remains of the news, Funkhauser.
Fine. I thought we were missling.
Look, I got you the unbelievably thoughtful Starbucks gift card for Christmas. It only arrived 2 weeks late. I would like for you to use it before coming on the show.
Oh, we're doing a show right now? Holy crap, okay. Gosh, that explains everything.
What you call this? That's what you call this thing that we... Oh, really? You mean there's people listening? How embarrassing for us. All right, Funkhauser.
Oh, can I mention something, by the way?
Please do.
If you have Game Show Network on your cable provider, make sure you DVR a show called Idiot Test, because myself and Canadian Jane will be on it very soon.
Really? Do you have an exact date? You're going to be on the Game Show Idiot Test?
I'm going to be on the Game Show Idiot Test. It has not. I don't have the
network.
I don't have the exact date, but the new season
just
very started.
Exciting.
Is it breaking news? I should give you the breaking news. Yeah, it's Idiot Test. It's on Wednesday nights. They play 2 new episodes every Wednesday night, and that's as much as I can tell you as to when it airs. It's going to air some Wednesday in the future, and of course I'll post a link for you guys to see if we miss it on GSN. But
now I'm guessing that it's not Powerball loot, but isn't there a significant chunk of change on the line if you and Canadian Jane do well at Idiot Test?
Providing you get all the way through. There's a lot of quizzes and stuff, and you compete against another team and everything, and half-hour show. I mean, there's only 5 or 6 quizzes, but you could win $10,000 in cash.
No kidding. Wow. That's very exciting, Funkhauser. Please keep us posted.
Yeah, wish me luck in that.
It's going to air. Yeah.
And if I win, I will not share it with any of you. Ha 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 ha.
If you win $10,000, after splitting it with Canadian Jane, which will bring you down to $5,000. And after Uncle Scam takes their cut in the state of California, which will bring you to about $2,600. What are you going to spend it on?
What am I going to spend it on?
Yeah.
Back payments due. Bum. Yeah, I'm going to owe the government a lot this year, so that's all probably going to Uncle Sam. If I win... I don't know if I'm going to win or not. I can't reveal what happens in there. I can dream, though. And $2,600 sure would be nice, wouldn't it?
I like $2,600 as much as the next guy, which is a lot. The next guy likes it a lot. All right. Well, good luck, Funkhauser. We've all got our fingers crossed for you. We're pulling for you and Canadian Jane, and we're very, very excited about this. Wow. Someone from the show is going to be on television. This feels strangely legitimizing, and I'm looking forward to it. Go on.
And it's going to be on forever because game shows last forever. So when I'm 90 years old, I'll be like, "Hey kids, there's your grandpa there, losing a game show, or maybe winning a game show.
There's me not getting $2,600." Which by that stage in the game will be the kids' allowance, and they'll be like, "Boy, you sure worked hard a lot for." I take out the trash for that every single.
They had $100 back in your day.
You mean those things that we use to get the fire going on camping trips? Inflation humor. Go on.
Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom cheated on... No, I'm sorry. Khloe Kardashian said that Lamar Odom...
I know. You heard... You read a sentence about Kardashians and cheating, and it was just so unthinkable to you because they're such upstanding pillars of the community that you okay. I see what happened. Try again.
Can I wash out my mouth with soap first and before
Please
I get
do.
back to the...
Yeah, go on.
Khloe Kardashian said Lamar Odom cheated on her for most of their marriage.
What? Unthinkable. An NBA player that was married to a Kardashian was less than faithful? Well, you could knock me over the feather. I guess, in other words, Lamar had another kind of crack addiction. Go on.
Speaking of, Britney Spears released a new fragrance.
Oh, yeah. Britney Spears has a new signature fragrance, which is great news. Great news for everybody who wants to smell like they've been irrelevant since 2008. Go on.
Do you remember William Hung?
She Bangs. That guy from American Idol, right?
Yeah, he played one of our Christmas parties here at the station a few years ago when he was relevant.
Wow.
He turns...
How much did you pay him?
I don't know. I didn't pay him anything. But I was really close to him while he was singing. You know? Front row.
Wow. Impressive.
He turns 33 today.
It's those
yesterday.
magical moments that this profession allows us to experience that you really can't put a dollar amount on.
There's a live band this year at our holiday show? I wonder who it's going to be. We're a radio company. Must be somebody cool, like Prince or something, right? No.
William Hung.
But
I'm sorry, wait.
We got him for trade.
He may... Yeah. Yeah, in exchange for, like... 2 $500 gift certificates to the Taco Shack. We got William Hung to sing at our Christmas party. Wait, what was the news with him?
Never mind. He turns 33 yesterday.
Oh. He turned 33?
Yes.
William Hung?
Unless you're in a time machine, then he turns 33 yesterday.
I wonder if he celebrated with his porn star brother. Well, wait for it. There it is. And do we have time for any more news?
Or his cousin, not. One more. The Sesame Street set has been gentrified for HBO, and Elmo now lives in a brownstone apartment.
Wait a second. So is Sesame Street moving away from PBS and over to HBO?
Yeah.
I know, I know there was this big disappointment over the fact that they weren't cranking out as many episodes. So I guess HBO has a budget, so they'll do that sort of thing. But it's been gentrified. Elmo now lives in a brownstone. Another change, Oscar the Grouch is going to be played by Bernie Sanders. Go on. Oh, wait, no, we're going to break. Missing missile crisis when we come back.
Now, someone who everybody wants to punch in the face. AD on the radio.
So, $1.5 billion on the line for Powerball last night. What do you think you'd be willing to do for $1 billion, Funkhauser?
Don't ask me that. There's nothing. That's a big number, and there's a lot of things to do. What about you? What would you do?
The reason why we're getting into this is a certain percentage of the population say they'd happily murder someone for $1 billion. And I came across an interesting list of creepy stuff we'd do if the price was right. And, well, we'll get into that after we talk about the missing missile mix-up. You'd think, right? You would think that we, as the single greatest military superpower on the face of the planet, you would think that we would keep track of things like missiles, right? You would just, I don't know, foolhardily assume that we would have some sort of idea where the delivery systems for our weapons of mass destruction are. Well, never give up hope. Never lose that wonder, that amazement that you have with the world. You know how people say it's good to maintain the wide-eyed wonder of a child, where you look at something and go, oh man, that's incredible. How is that even possible? When you look at the operations of the U.S. government, you can experience that sensation every single day, just not for as good a reason as you do when you're a kid. The ineptness of us as a nation never ceases to amaze me. The U.S. Hellfire missile sent to Europe for training that we lost track of was mistakenly shipped to where? Cuba. This is being called one of the worst losses of sensitive military tech of all time. Kanye West wanted to jump up on stage and like, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but this is one of the worst losses of sensitive military tech of all time. The unintended delivery of the missile to Cuba has confused the investigators and note the sarcastic air quotes around this word, experts who work in a regulatory capacity. And what these investigators and experts do in this situation, they're there to prevent precisely this kind of equipment from falling into the wrong hands. This is their job. For more than a year, American authorities have been going, this is a bit of a head scratcher. And for more than a year, they've been trying to get the Cuban government to return the missile. Hey, we sent you a missile. Can we have that back? It was unintentional. It's like Amazon sending you somebody else's DVDs, and you're like, oh, sweet. I wanted the collected works of Kevin Smith on DVD. I'll be keeping these. Can we have them back? Oh, come and get them. Same situation, just with much more dire consequences. Federal investigators are tracing the paper trail, because apparently there is one of those, of this Hellfire missile to try and figure out if its arrival in Cuba was the work of criminals or spies. Did they change the shipping order? Did they sneak into whatever Amazon-esque operational system? Did they sneak into U.S. military secret? Did they sneak into U.S. military secrets prime.com and change the shipping address on this? Or is it the result of a series of blunders by we, the American people? I'm going to go with whatever the situation is, it's a blunder on our part. Now, Hellfires, in case you did not know, they're air-to-ground missile. They're fired from helicopters a lot. They were first designed as anti-tank weapons decades ago, but they've been modernized to become an important part of the U.S. government's anti-terrorism arsenal. They fire them out of Predator drones. They carry out lethal attacks on targets in countries that include Yemen and Pakistan. And this particular missile, fortunately, this particular missile did not contain explosives. But, it didn't contain explosives, so there's that. And they're like, hey, don't worry. The company line on this is like, yeah, we lost a missile, but don't worry. It was just a delivery system for an explosive. It actually wasn't armed, so we're okay. No, we're really not. Here's the thing. We're now concerned that Cuba would share the sensors and the targeting technology inside it with nations like, I know we kind of patched things up with Cuba a little while ago, but they've had that thing for over a year. So now there's this concern that Cuba, a government that is A, broke, B, not overly scrupulous, would be like, hey, China, North Korea, Russia, how much you willing to pay for a peek at the tech behind the sensors and targeting system on an American Hellfire missile? I would imagine the price tag on that would be an okay, if not somewhat chubby one. The Wall Street Journal quotes our government as saying, did someone take a bribe to send it somewhere else? This is a question. We were supposed to look to them for answers, but no, this is a question they're asking. Was it an intelligence operation or just a series of mistakes? That's what we've been trying to figure out. Oh, listeners on Real Radio 104.1, the missile was sent from Orlando International Airport in early 2014. It was supposed to be used in a North Atlantic Treaty Organization military exercise. And as with this sort of sensitive military gear, the shipping crate was clearly marked as containing material subject to rigorous export controls. And that shipping information would have made it clear to anyone handling it that it wasn't regular cargo. So basically, we stamped on the outside, hey, this is a weapon. Just, to make it crystal clear to people trying to misdirect it to a different country, which box they were looking for. And the missile was sent by its manufacturer, the folks over at Lockheed Martin, after the company got permission from the State Department, which oversees the sharing of sensitive military tech with allies. And that's all I have to say about that. Just as we head into April, as we get ready to as we prepare our tax returns, as Funkhauser gets ready to give any potential game show winnings that he makes back to Uncle Scam, I'd just like to remind us all that this is our tax dollars at work. And if you feel angry about that, good, because you should. And it's yet another thing to keep in the back of your mind when you are questioning what your elected officials do for you and for us, and thinking, maybe we should put more pressure on them to do more. And I think we should. Speaking of doing more, if you didn't win the Powerball, let's have some appropriately... is there Powerball music, Funkhauser?
Oh, yeah, buddy. You want some Powerball music?
Yeah. All right, good. So you didn't win the Powerball. Funkhauser, what if I offered you a shot at $1 billion another way, and all you had to do is murder someone? Are you in? Would you murder someone for $1 billion?
No, can't do it.
Really?
Cannot. No can do. You can't get away with that clean. That's either going to get you by the law or get you by yourself.
According to a new survey, 6% of people say yes, they'd murder someone for $1 billion. Men, more than twice as likely as women to take the deal. Yeah. So murder is one thing. Let's say you got a shot at, you got to be the trigger man going after a fascist dictator that had all sorts of blood on his hands. What if it was some sort of warlord in the Sudan that was himself a mass murderer, and you had the opportunity to pull the trigger, and for that you get $1 billion. Funkhauser, would you take that?
I don't know. I have to give it some thought.
Oh, good. You're a person of principle. You didn't switch your stance on that immediately. I was having this discussion with someone else. They're like, if they deserve to die, hell yeah, give me the $1 billion and I'll happily cap them. That's just that's a conversation I had walking into the office today, but there you go. Hey, where'd our music go?
Oh, you want the whole time? Fine.
Yeah, man. So for $1 billion, 10% of people would commit arson, treason, armed robbery, mug someone, or help someone kill themselves. They would Kevorkian someone to death. Would you assist in the suicide of somebody that wanted to die?
No.
For $1 billion, Funkhauser?
Nah.
22% would pose naked for a magazine. Would you do that for $1 billion?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. As much as I try and squeegee them out of my mind's eye, I've seen the pictures of Funkhauser on Naked Gardening Day, and nobody gave him a penny for that mess, and there he was. I myself feel like if I posed naked in a magazine, I'd have to give everybody who saw it $1 billion, so it would negate my profits. For $100 million, what would you do, Funkhauser? For $100 million?
A lot of things.
25% of people would lie to the cops. Would you lie to the cops?
Yeah. For $100 million? Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. Have you ever lied to a cop before? I think most people trying to get out of a ticket have been elastic with the truth.
Me? Never.
Yeah.
I don't lie to law enforcement.
Would you sell your reproductive material without telling your significant other?
For $100 million?
For $100 million.
I think my significant other would be for it, and wouldn't Canadian Jane figure that out after I have $100 million for some reason? I would say yes.
You'd have some splaining to do. $100 million gets you Funkhauser's reproductive material. Would you fake your own death?
Oh yeah,
dude, I would do that.
Oh yeah, for $2,500.
$2,500. Yeah.
Where's Funk? I think he fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
Or
get
something.
to go to the funeral, see who cared about Funkhauser. Like,
I'm in
there.
I'm in the back with glasses on.
In the back with glasses and a fake nose and mustache on. Being like, I never liked that person. Apparently, they were pretty fond of me. Go figure. Not giving them part of my $100 million, though. Nope. For $100 million, would you kick a puppy?
No, I can't. Come on.
I couldn't. It's $100 million. 10% would kick a puppy.
What kind of puppy, though? Is this
Oh, come on.
Is this like a... I don't like Cocker Spaniels.
Oh, I love Cocker Spaniels.
They're jerks.
You kick a puppy for $100 million, you'd have me to deal with.
Okay, I'll give you half.
For $100 million, would people take steroids or beat up a stranger? Yes, they would. Same number of people that would kick a puppy would be willing to take roids or beat up a stranger for yeah. I've taken steroids before. So not the kind that make you like buff, but I have really bad allergies and asthma, and I had a steroid nasal spray inhaler for a little while. So I've already taken the steroids.
Do you even sniff, bro?
When they told me it was a steroid inhaler that I stuck up my nose, I was like, is my nose going to get all buff now? Like, will I be able to lift stuff with my nose? And they're like, yeah, I never heard that one before. Go on, leave. For $1 million, 10% of us would commit credit card fraud. For $1 million, would you punch a stranger in the face?
Yeah, but I'd probably lose, you know?
And then you get your ass kicked.
Well, that's fine. I'm going to get my eye dotted.
I think I would probably just tell him, look, I'm going to get $1 million for punching you in the face. I'm going to give you $100,000. How do you feel about that? I haven't been working out recently. It's not going to hurt that much. For $1 million, people would smuggle drugs across the border or star in porn. For $100,000, 10% of people would enter into a fake marriage, cheat on their taxes, steal someone's purse, or perform a sex act on a stranger. And for $10,000, 20% of us would be willing to steal a street sign. I already did that for free many times in my youth. Or flash a stranger. Something to take into the weekend with you. Sorry you didn't win the Powerball.
The benefit of the doubt even when they don't deserve it. And sometimes you feel good about yourself for being a better person and doing that. Well, this is not one of those times.